Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Wednesday Wisdom. My name is JB Hilliard, and these are short video snippets designed to answer questions that you may have about estate planning or probate. And we are continuing a series in a case study regarding a young lady named Sarah and her bakery business. So where we left off last time was with the question, who could or should take over Sarah's bakery should something happen to her, either an incapacitation with her or her ultimate passing away. And so at this point, we look at a few different people. Now, Sarah does have a son named Jack, but Jack has made it very clear that he's not interested in taking over the business. So that leaves Sarah with two other options. Now, she has a daughter named Emma, and Emma has actually loved baking and has been helping out and working in the bakery since she was a young child, and she's an adult now. So Emma, it seems to be a very good candidate to take over the business. And then there's Mike, who is Sarah's key employee, and Mike has been with the bakery business the longest, and out of the 15 years she's had this business, Mike has been there for 10. And so he knows the business inside and out. So at this point, while Sarah's kind of looking at both Emma and Mike, one of her main concerns is, which is natural, is the potential for family conflict. And she's torn between leaving the business in the family or letting Mike take over, giving it to him, since he's already proven to be a very strong leader and a very good business operations person with regard to the bakery business, to give him the opportunity to take over. And another potential conflict that sometimes people don't really think about is, or could be, between Sarah's kids, Emma and Jack. Now, I just said that Jack is not interested in running the business or doing anything with the bakery business. He's off doing his own thing and happy in his own career that has nothing to do with baking or anything along those lines. However, a family conflict could arise still, because for whatever reasons, Jack could feel like, well, I'm Sarah's son, so I should have some inheritance from that bakery business. Whatever happens to it, that half of it should be mine. Now, there are a lot of opinions about this, but I'll just say this. It's amazing to me, and I actually had this conversation with a client of mine not too long ago. So not only have I seen this in a lot of different articles I've read, but I see it happen in real time in real life, where and typically it's a child of a client, a child of a person who's working their estate plan, trying to put an estate plan together, and that adult child is saying, well, I want my inheritance now. It amazes me the level of entitlement that someone can actually say that to a parent or a family member, when the whole point of the inheritance is what happens after that person has passed away. So for you to say you want it now, it's not really yours yet to get. But I digress. That's another talk for another day. So let's move on with Sarah and her bakery. What is the solution in this case for her? Now, as a starting point, I would suggest that Sarah meets with both Emma and Mike individually and try to understand their visions for the future for the bakery, and how their plans, or rather what their plans would be if they were in charge, if they were completely in charge. Now, it's one thing to manage a shift or manage a day or manage a week or manage operations when you know that you've got to report to, the higher up, the business owner. But you have to ask the question of each of them, what would you do if you were the business owner? So how would things run? What would you change? What would you keep the same? And so Sarah has the task of meeting with them to kind of pick their brain and see where they are, and just to see, if their vision aligns with her vision. And there may be some things that Sarah learns in these discussions. For instance, she might learn that Emma, although Emma worked the business all, while she was maybe a preteen, a teenager, and up to through her young adult life, but maybe Sarah was just there to help out mom because she liked hanging out with mom and liked getting sweet treats while she was at work. But running a bakery business is not really what she ultimately wants to do with her life. And it could be that she meets with Mike and finds out, some other revelations with regard to his vision for the business, or his vision for his life and his career. Maybe it's not that type of bakery, but a different type of bakery. Who knows? But Sarah really needs to sit down and discuss these things with each of these individuals to determine the best route to take as far as who would be part of the succession plan of her bakery business. So the moral of the story, what time is it? Because I've been talking long enough now with that slight detour in the discussion. But it's important to choose the right people for succession, and to consider not just family and not only family, but also trusted employees, or maybe even outside buyers who are aligned with the vision of the business's goals. But you definitely, as the business owner, you definitely have to delve deeper and have those discussions. And sometimes some discussions may be more difficult than others depending on the person, but you have to have those discussions and have to meet with those individuals, with everyone you're considering, to ensure that you're all on the same page, or that you ultimately will be on the same page. So with that said, as always, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.